Hi everyone! Welcome back to another episode of Wandering with Doreen. Today, I'm taking you along with me to the Ludwigsburg Pumpkin Festival, the biggest pumpkin festival in the world. Los Gates? I've been in Germany since 2021, but this is actually my first time going to the festival. Can you believe that? Anyway, we took the train from Ulm, and after less than 2 hours, we arrived in Ludwigsburg. We were feeling a bit hungry, so we decided to eat brunch first in this Asian restaurant we passed by. And wow, the food was really good. After eating, we went straight ahead towards the Palace Garden, where the festival is held. And on the way, we spotted this large snake sculpture in the middle of the busy road. Super random, but also super cool. At the garden's main gate, there were a lot of people in line to buy entrance tickets. Good thing we already bought the tickets online, so we were able to skip the line. Not to mention, the online tickets were also a bit cheaper. Once inside the gardens, you can immediately see the palace, which is the largest Baroque residential palace in Germany, with 18 main buildings and more than 450 rooms, according to Google. Just in front of the palace, you can already see some pumpkin art installations. There was one that made you feel like you were walking on the red carpet, and also another that was a huge Iron Man mask surrounded by pumpkins. Maybe you can already tell what this year's theme is, but we'll get back to that later. When we walked around the gardens, we saw some shops selling pumpkins in different shapes, sizes, and colors, most of which I've never even seen before. We even found these little ones that are just purely for decorations. So cute! We got a little distracted wandering around because the palace garden was so huge. And there's a ton of things to do besides checking out the pumpkin displays. We stumbled into the Märchengarten, or fairytale garden, which was like accidentally stepping into a world filled with fairytale classics. Some places make you feel like a wizard, where events can be activated by simply shouting some magic words. There are places here as well that can be mechanically activated, like this king frog spitting water at you when you step on specific tiles. It was really amusing, not only for the kids, but also for us who are still kids at heart. At some point, we almost completely forgot what we came here for in the first place. But after climbing Rapunzel's tower, we finally spotted the venue of the Pumpkin Festival down below. One of the things we wanted to do here is to try as much pumpkin-based food as we can possibly try, and that is exactly what we did. First, we tried their pumpkin soup topped with some pumpkin seeds and drizzled with pumpkin seed oil. It was really good, especially when paired with this fresh bread filled with more pumpkin seeds. For drinks, we tried the quirky, which is basically a pumpkin-flavored soda. Honestly, I didn't know what to expect, but it wasn't bad. Kind of like drinking orange juice with a funny aftertaste. Almost like when you accidentally bite into an orange seed. Later on, we tried pumpkin seed ice cream, which tasted a lot like pistachio ice cream. And then, we also grabbed some pumpkin fries, which reminded me of sweet potato fries. Now, it's time to check the main highlight of the festival, the pumpkin exhibits. Every piece was so creative. Some were simple, others interactive. but all of them had such cool details. Each year, the festival has a theme. In 2024, for example, it was Strong Women, and this year, it's all about great cinema. My personal favorite was the Harry Potter themed display. Maybe I'm biased because I love the books and movies, but the details were spot on. I also really liked the Ice Age one, which was probably the most accurate to the movie characters. Before leaving, we checked out the souvenir shop, which has every pumpkin product you can possibly imagine. Pumpkin seed oil, pumpkin ketchup, pumpkin jam, even pumpkin seed chocolate spread. After shopping, we decided to go back to the fairytale garden to try the boat ride we saw earlier. We were actually not sure if adults who were not accompanying kids are allowed to ride it, but we lined up anyway. Good thing we were allowed to ride it, otherwise it would have been so embarrassing. It was a really short ride, but I honestly enjoyed it. It took us through the story of Pinocchio with some moving dioramas along the way. To make it even more immersive, we even got eaten by a huge whale. Finally, as a souvenir for the day, we stopped by the pumpkin stalls again to buy some small pumpkins for carving and cooking this Halloween season. And that's it for today's trip to the Ludwigsburg Pumpkin Festival. Thanks for wandering with me, Doreen. I hope you enjoyed this little adventure. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more travel vlogs. See you in the next one. Cheers!